What's crappening? All right, I'm gonna get into some deepness right here about environmental usage in kung fu or wushu, martial art, war art, military art, soldier art. It's not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're a soldier or you're connected to the military, but yet it's a practice that it's similar. It's used in as a bodyguard, like the Secret Service. You know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers got Matrix shit. They should anyway. If they don't, someone's slacking. Either they got cyborgs, fucking Terminators out there. I don't know, but anyway, um, environmental usage. I mean, if you study the art of war, a lot of it's about tactics and dangerous ground, desperate ground, advantageous ground. It talks in this kind of a fashion. It's almost in a metaphorical way. You could say I have the moral high ground. You know what I'm saying? Which is a place. It's a true place. It means actually having morality, righteousness on your side. You know what I'm saying? Which few of us really have that. But even though we can listen, even though we're down here in the pits in the valley, we can look up and say, "Hey, there is the moral high ground." So listen, even though I'm down here, I support the people that are speaking from the moral high ground. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to understand the understandings of the people that have the moral high ground. And it's like even like Mushashi says, understand worldly matters. Understand what's going on in the world in current events. Worldly matters. I mean, it's not. He didn't mean just like worldly. Like, what's the color of Lady Gaga's vagina? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a very worldly manner or matter. You know what I'm saying? Though I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard to figure out really if anybody put their mind to it. It could be done. But regardless, fucking yeah. I'm sorry. Look, name dropping using that as an example, but I mean, a vain person like that would probably appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure I'm probably straight on that. But anyway, that's dangerous territory, though, that I am really delving in there when you're using, you know what I'm saying, such extreme examples. But in this day and age, with people with lacking common sense and cognitive skills, you gotta like do these shock charges, man. You gotta get through the layers of their onion, and every one is a kick dough. It's like bam, you gotta smash weight. I mean, I believe people can get maybe potentially, your Jesus prophets. They can get to points where they can get all the way through. Maybe even them, it seems like their troubles to explain things to people was it's just difficult. People are just they're stubborn, hard headed. They just don't want to get it. Willingly ignorant of the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when people are this way, you accept that. It's like that right there in itself is environmental advantage. But the environment that you're playing in there is the mental environment. That's the mental chessboard. You know what I'm saying? It exists. It's not a physical place, but it's there. This is all. It's all about strategicness. You know what I'm saying? Like dangerous ground. Dangerous ground would be like this. Like you're at the bottom of the hill, and I got a bunch of dudes with long spears running down the hill at you. You are the environment's working against you. That's like environmental usage. Another place would be a shadowy area, like there's a dark shadow at night. There's a light, so when there's a light, like street light at night, it actually darkens the darker spots even darker. So hiding in there and wait. And it's just like a tiger. It waits by a little trail in a dark spot, and when something comes by, as soon as it passes the tiger its first couple steps silent, and by the time the whatever the animal is, too late. It's already its neck's being it's either being choked or its spinal cord's being severed. It's going to sleep. It's going to the spirit world. Environmental usage. Environmental usage would be like in a house fight. I mean, that's all right. Coming down the hill, that's large numbers battle, or it would be like a large cliff, and you got all these people, and you keep working them back. You spread your guys out, and you just slowly move forward. And these guys are fighting, but they're slowly moving back, and there's a big U-shaped cliff behind them. That's in that position. You force them people to fight or die. They either got to fight their way out, or they're gonna get trapped and killed one by one. Until the very last one, or they can just say, I'm gonna die if I do not get through that line there. This is what football is based on, but it's, you know what I'm saying? Like baseball would be more based on when men used, like the Wild West, when niggas used to duel. But you know what I'm saying? Then after there was a duel showdown, then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? You can apply these sports, you know what I'm saying, to the same strategy, understanding, environmental usage. You know what I'm saying? It's like having your back to the doorway to escape, but having their back to stairs. That is dangerous ground when it becomes to one-on-one combat, because all you really got to do is just cunningly push them down the stairs, and the fall itself will do all the beating up. Then you got flee. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the guy with your back to the cliff. But there is also a strategy to being with your back to the cliff. Now, if you provoke the man to coming in to push you off the cliff, but right as he goes to get you, you just so subtly move to the side, move out of the way, he flies off the cliff. And I mean, that is the highest form of environmental usage of fighting there. It's the art of fighting without fighting. And if it wasn't in that person's heart to take it to such measures, he'd still be alive. And you both would be alive. And you both could have learned a lesson and lived the rest of your days out in longevity, which we were really meant to live out our days in longevity. But that's why things are so backwards, because every single little thing is meant to rob us of a few minutes. Like the cigarette, 7 minutes. You know what I'm saying? A soda is probably 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That vaccine's cutting off 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That those chemtrails, that's cutting off 5. You know what I'm saying? It's killing reproductivity. I mean, so you look at the compound effects, because this is what is being waged against you, is environmental warfare. I could talk to you about like throwing people downstairs, or or being outside. You go to square up with someone outside, and look, you want the sun behind you because it's in their eyes, and it's like that's how in the daytime, that's just like at nighttime, stepping off into a shadow. You step into the sun, you know what I'm saying, and stay there with it behind you. Anyone who looks at you, you keep the sun behind you and the person you're looking at, and look, you're almost invisible, because it's too hard to look at the sun and someone else at the same time. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's easier at night too. Why are you even gonna try to use your eyes to find the person? You're better off just guarding your grill and using your ears, using your feeling. Like, try to bump into them, and once you bump into them, grab a hold of them and yank them down, and then feel your way around with your hands and cut off the oxygen, or either that, you twist on something till either, I guess if it's life and death, you twist until you hear snap, crackle, pop, and or you hold on until they aren't moving anymore. That's life and death. But in a scuffle on the street, you don't have to take it to such extremes. You just stop them from hurting you and get away. Just run away. I mean, if you want, you can hold them and wait till the cops come, and you can get in trouble too yourself, or even engaging in self-defense. So it ain't even really worth it. But then again, I don't want to be a murderer. You know what I'm saying? Period. It's so instead of fucking even trying, I'd rather just train, spar, throw shit, kick shit on the ceiling, all that, than actually fight, go to war with people like they act. I feel, like boxing is kind of violent. Football is pretty damn violent. But I mean, UFC is really fucking violent. I'm not saying I'm not against it. Like they should quit it, but it's very fucking it's just violent. But I guess that's the nature of this. Even what I study, it's there. The violence is calling to me. Like here, showboat the violence, show the skill, show the power. Show your eliteness over someone. But you gotta push that away. Put selfishness behind you if you can. And that's not what I'm in this for. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this for, even though I am in it for a benefit, a self benefit of being able to better not be provoked into a situation where it can be turned against me. Or you know what I'm saying? Or even if I am somehow enticed in, it'll be easier to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, yeah, there's always, yeah, just like the devil, the reason why he uses subtleness is because it works. So, not to, yeah, but there's multiple ways you can use subtleness. There is a good way you can use very subtleness where it's going to be beneficial for all parties. So, how could that be wrong? But there's a way you could use subtleness and it can fuck everyone and they won't even see it coming. You know what I'm saying? It's just because people they're hard headed and stubborn, that if you try to be too stubborn back with them, it just causes entanglement. The only way to truly become unentangled is you got to yield to some extent. Yielding some kind. It doesn't mean I submit to you, I bow to you, I worship you. It doesn't mean that. Yielding sometimes could mean, all right, I throw up my hands. All right, motherfucker, we got to step outside and we got to handle this shit. That sometimes is yielding to the situation that is like, look, this is the last resort, but it must be done. So I'm yielding to the fact that, look, I tried everything else, nothing else worked. Well, this is the last thing. And that's part of this environmental usage, understanding, strategic. That's the realm. It's like understanding your particular little, your martial art, or your kung fu, and then your trickery, your contraptions. In order to make it all work properly, you got to choose proper timing and an environment, place, time, environment. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of things, man. And I mean, it'll keep you researching it, man. Because it's just like anything else. It's what did Sun Tzu say? There's only 5 flavors, but yet there's an infinite amount of combinations and variations which you could use these 5. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.